I'd like to show you guys Inventory Now. Inventory Now is an application for resellers to track their inventory through its product lifecycle. So the first part of Inventory Now is this overview screen. This screen is provided to give you a high-level at-a-glance view of all your inventory. You see each row here represents a different item in your inventory. And for each row, we have various counts that go along with it. So I can see that I have 2 out of 2 remaining of this item, or that I have 1 out of 1, that I've paid $0 and received $8. All kinds of little stuff like that. Now, a really important thing that this screen allows you to do is you can filter these products. So if I wanted to, I could come down to this bottom quick filter tab and I could change from this all to sell. And this is going to show me only items that I'm selling. So this would only show you stuff that's in stock. You click on the ship one to see stuff that you need to ship out. And the Done tab is going to show you things that have been marked as completed in your inventory. Maybe because you've sold everything that's in stock, or because you've marked it as complete on your own because you're no longer selling it. So we can also come in and we can sort these items by name, by category, by location, or by date. And we can even search, and when we search, it's not going to just search through the names. It'll also search through our categories, through our notes, and even the locations. So that's just a nice, easy way to see what we have. It's also worth pointing out that on this overview screen, if you rotate it, the screen looks very different, right? So now we see pictures of all of our items. And there's a different layout too. It makes things a little bit easier since there's a little bit more room. However, you don't see as many rows at one time. If you're new to Inventory Tracker, the first thing you're going to want to do is press this plus button up top. That's going to get you started adding a new item. The first thing you want to do is put in some basic item details. And now you're going to want to press this Actions button up top, on the top right. And these are all the actions you can do with an item. So the first thing I want to do is I want to say that I bought some. And you put in the count, the number of items that you bought, and how much you paid. And you can see that that count is being reflected here, as well as the total cost. You also see that this unit buy price has been automatically calculated based on that first purchase that I made. The same thing will happen when I say that I sold some of the item. And here you'll also see that the app's calculating a total profit for us as well. As we ship these, we can come in here. We can tell the app that we shipped some of these Pop-Tarts. And one thing to note on this screen that messes people up a lot is that when you're buying and selling, you want to use this Actions button. What you don't want to do regularly is click on these rows to do what's called a hard edit on the item. So if you do this, you can adjust the counts here and you can raise it up to 5. Say I sold 2 more, but the problem is that that's not going to do any of the auto calculations that you get if you use that actions button. So keep that in mind. Now, other actions you can take from this screen, you can type in this notes field, and you can use this for anything that doesn't fit into the app as it is, so who knows, you might want like some kind of a unique UPC code, and you could put that up in here, and I don't know, anything else you could possibly want. And anything you put in there is all searchable from the search bar, so remember that as well. You can also add a photo to the item, and you could also add a barcode if you'd like. Now that barcode, when you come back to the main screen, you would just press on this barcode here, and then scan the barcode, and if that barcode was found, it would automatically pull that item up and ask you what you want to do with it. So that's the detail screen. Now that I've covered the basics of Inventory Now, I'd like to go ahead and show you guys some of the extra cool features that we've added to this application. So one thing is this filter bar down on the bottom. So I've gone over just kind of the basic built-in filters that we have, but at any time you can come in here and you can add your own, or you could edit the existing ones. So we could come in here and make a sold out filter, for example. And you can filter by all kinds of things, categories, names, dates, whatever's important to you. These are the statuses you can filter by. And then that new filter is going to appear here at the bottom. And eventually you'll run out of room for filters, so you can just come to the screen and select it as well. Another interesting thing in Inventory Now is the PayPal Now integration. And how that works is you come in here to the settings, and you need to enable it. You can enter an optional tax rate, and you put in a PayPal email. Now, in order for you to enable this feature, you have to download the PayPal Now application and go through some setup. And basically, you tell it what your PayPal account is, and once that's done, you can come into any item and when you sell it, you just click this PayPal Now icon, and that's going to launch PayPal Now and put in the amount that you said you wanted to charge, pre-populate that. So all you have to do is run the person's card, and you can actually use the app as a point of sale system if you do this. Now, another thing to note is that say I don't want to just do that for one item, but I want to add a full order of multiple items. You would just use the normal flow, mark several things as sold, and then after you're done, you click on this action button in the top left, and you say check out with PayPal. That's going to bring up an order containing all the items that I've marked as sold since my last checkout, and put together a total order for you. Now, if you want to change that, say I didn't mean to put the popcorn on here, you could just delete that. And when you press checkout, the same thing will happen. It's going to launch into that PayPal Now and prompt you to basically scan a card. And then when you're done, it's going to come right back here. PayPal here, sorry. Well, Now, on the barcode scanning, I can't show this because when I launch the camera on this to scan a barcode, it stops my video from recording here. But if I was doing barcode scanning, all you do to add a new item would just be to press this barcode on the bottom right, and then you scan your barcode. If it finds an item with that barcode, it's going to pop that item up. And if it doesn't, it's going to go ahead and create one for you with that barcode. It'll then try to find the name from a third-party barcode database, and if so, it'll go ahead and populate the item naming for you as well. Another feature of Inventory Now is this summary report. So here we can click on this, and we're able to view kind of this overview of the number of products that we've sold, how much profit we made, profit margins, and all that kind of stuff. And we can even filter this and say, we could make a date filter on here or something if we wanted to filter this by date or whatever else you might want to filter by. Now, in terms of customization, Inventory Now offers some other cool features. In the demo you've seen so far, we have receiving and delivered status turned off, but you can turn those on right here, and we could even turn off shipped. Say your products, the normal life cycle is going to be bought, received, sold, shipped, and delivered. But maybe I don't ship my inventory, so I would just turn that shipping status off, and then obviously delivered would also go off. And then we could come in here to these items, and our counts are going to be different. So now we have a received count instead of a shipped count. And we also have this allow back orders option, which when that's off, you can only sell as much as you have in stock. But if we're allowing back orders, you can sell as much as you want, regardless of how many you've bought. So you see here, I can't even mark this as sold because I don't have any to sell. Another interesting feature you'll find on this settings screen is the autocomplete items button. And what that's going to do, if it's on, as soon as you've basically sold and shipped all of the inventory that you have, it's going to go ahead and complete that item and move it out of this selling tab and into your done, which is complete tab. So it'll no longer show up there. Now if you have that turned off, you'll just have to come in here and press complete item to complete it. Some other little things you can do. Auto action prompt. With that on, when you come in here, when you click on an item, you're going to automatically be prompted with this menu of what you'd like to do. With that off, you just don't get that menu automatically. You just have to press this actions button. Now we can also come in here and we can rename the location and category fields. say you just want to customize this slightly for your business so it's not showing a label that doesn't make sense for you. That's how you can do that. Now you see it says place and type. Simple. Is the ability to link to Dropbox. And you can do that here in that settings screen as well. You just click on this link to Dropbox row, and that's going to launch a menu in Dropbox where all you do is sign in. And once you're linked with Dropbox, you can easily come in here to export. And when you click on the row, it's going to ask you what filter you want to apply, so you probably just want to say all. And what that's going to do is it's going to spit out an export file to Dropbox automatically. And then if you want to email it as well, you can come in here and email a copy to yourself as well. And that's going to generate this CSV file. And a CSV file is just a very basic text file that contains columns of all the data that's in your inventory. So you can just open that in Microsoft Excel or OpenOffice, and you can have a very easy way to view a spreadsheet of all the data that's in inventory now. And you can even edit that data and use this import from Dropbox feature and import it back into the app. And if you want, you can come in here to info, and there's a link here to a template file that will give you basically a template for you to go ahead and create that file to start the import process. So if you want to load all your products in and you don't want to do it one by one in the app, you could just take one of those template files and populate it with the data from your inventory and load it right into Inventory Tracker or Inventory Now. Now, with that account linked to Dropbox, you can even use this auto Dropbox backup option, and that's really cool. What that's going to do is every time you exit the app, it's going to automatically run an export for you and put that export file into your Dropbox folder. So at any point in time, if you need to, you can go and restore your data, or another user could look at that file and see what a most recent copy of that data is. So that's a really cool feature. Another really cool feature in Inventory Now, especially for small businesses, is this multi-user sync feature. And the multi-user sync, which uses a service called SyncCloud, it's actually very simple. What SyncCloud allows you to do is it allows you to share your data with other users and keep all that data in sync constantly in real time. And setting that up is very easy to do. All that you need to do is you need to come in here, turn it on. You're going to put in a username, put in a password. You actually put it in twice. And then you just press this new account button, which I'm not connected to the internet, so I can't. But when you press the new account button, that's going to launch a purchase screen for you, and you just choose what type of plan you want, which varies based on the numbers of users that you have on the account. 3 users is supported by the basic subscription, up to 10 is the advanced subscription, and then unlimited is for any number of users. And you can do that monthly, or you can do yearly subscriptions as well. So once you do that, all you have to do is you share that username and password with any other user, and all they're going to do is they come in here and they just put in that same account information, turn it on, and press save, and it's going to ask them if they want to overwrite their data, basically, and they say sure, and all that data that you had populated on your device is now going to be showing up on theirs. And when they edit stuff, it's going to sync with your device, and the same thing with any other user that is using that same login. So that's a very cool and advanced feature that you won't find really anywhere else.